talked often about the asset. It's a high quality gas asset, great reservoirs, shallow water, so the sort of thing that can be produced easily. But the question that's very much outstanding is what are you going to do with the gas? How can you take it forward? How can you take it forward in a sensible time frame? This goes a long way to answering those questions.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Sunder Energy CEO Andy Butler. Andy, very good to speak with you, and a big milestone for the company. You've signed a memorandum of understanding for the potential development of Chadic, and that's with the Timor-Leste Ministry of Petroleum and Mineral Resources. Take us through the MOU and what it entails.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. Hello from Timor-Leste, from Dili. Yes, so I've come from signing that MOU this afternoon with both Minister Francisco and President Luis Suarez as the head of Timor Gap, the national oil company, and our joint venture partner. This is a big milestone for us. It's very exciting news. There are a number of aspects to it that I'd highlight. Firstly, I've often talked here about the strength of alignment that we have with the government, with the depth of collaboration we get, and the fact that we're all wanting to move forward together and quickly. And this is a great example of that, really, a fruition of that. So we have those relationships are very strong, and the regulator ANP are extremely supportive, and so that gives us the framework within which we can have these close discussions. What does it actually mean? The concept is great. When we talked often about the asset, it's a high quality gas asset, great reservoirs, shallow water, so the sort of thing that can be produced easily. But the question that's very much outstanding is what are you going to do with the gas? How can you take it forward? How can you take it forward in a sensible time frame? This goes a long way to answering those questions, because a tie-in back to the Bayundan field through shallow water all the way there is a straightforward concept. It's a field with existing facilities that can receive the gas, and so it gives us a lot more strength in our planning with respect to developing in a sensible time frame, and we believe we can bring it on stream by 2028. So that's a very helpful step, and then taking it onwards then, as the government of Timor-Leste plans to do, to facilities on the south coast of Timor-Leste. This is a great step forward for Timor-Leste as well as for ourselves. But some of the detail in the MOU talks about feasibility, the next things we'll do and are doing, which are around further reservoir engineering studies and particular facility studies. So that's essentially what surface facilities are required to enable us to produce the gas, produce it very quickly, and the pipeline, of course, to across the Bayundan. So we are kicking off that work at the moment, and hope to have that done in the roughly April of next year. So,
Andy, earlier this week you also announced a letter of intent for a drilling rig. Can you take us through how the drilling preparations are going?
We did indeed announce that letter of intent. That basically is part of our preparations on a contract negotiation for a drilling rig, which is in the area and which is ideal for the appraisal well, which is scheduled for Q2. So that's progressing nicely. That was a big milestone in itself, and we'll obviously have more to announce on that in due course. More broadly, the preparations are going well with our other aspects of procurement, so we've got pretty well advanced. We've mostly secured all the long lead items that are needed. We've onboarded the additional resources onto the team here. We now have a full drill team that are working extremely hard to make sure we're well prepared. As I mentioned, we're working very closely with the regulator ANP in our preparations. They're fabulously supportive and enabling us to move forward quickly in those preparations, all aspects of it, permitting, etc. We will now be conducting an environmental baseline survey, slightly, but will take place early in the new year. So again, we're on schedule with all of that. So moving forward pretty well.
Those are the next milestones then we're looking at in 2025, Andy.
They are indeed. I should also mention actually the applications that we made a little while ago for new licenses in the Philippines. We're expecting to make some announcements around those fairly soon. We've been guiding that would be both during Q4 2024 by the end of this year. It's obviously now less than 2 weeks until Christmas, so it is quite likely that becomes early 2025. We shall see, but obviously once we have further information, we'll let everybody know.
I hope you'll keep us updated on any developments. Andy, thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thanks as always, Stephen. Take care.
That's Sunder Energy CEO Andy Butler.